Hey RV family, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, the Review Guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video, and in this one I'm going to be covering the new King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard album, entitled Infest the Rats Nest. This is the 15th studio-length album by the Australian psychedelic rock and, let's just say, experimental rock band King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. They're known for not only their prolific nature, but their ability to step into so many themes, so many ideas that most people on their level and in their genres won't even touch. No two King Gizzard projects sound mostly anything alike for the most part. From making an album that just seamlessly blurs into itself for infinity, or a record that deals entirely in microtonal sounds, or some ecologically friendly blues and boogie rock jam music, that being their previous record, Fishing for Fishies, which it feels like I just covered like yesterday. King Gizzard isn't the type of band that you listen to if you want consistency of sound. Stepping into one of their records is like stepping into a black void of no expectations because you just know they're gonna do something different. I mean, they released 5 studio-length albums in 2017 alone, many of which were better than bands in their genre that put years and years and years into their work, so what can you say? And Infest the Rats Nest is not so different in terms of going off the beaten path in a pretty interesting way. To put it simply, it's King Gizzard's thrash metal album. There are also elements of classic heavy metal, stoner rock, acid rock, even some progressive metal, but if you take it at face value, it's a thrash metal record. And to be honest, King Gizzard has dabbled in heavy metal themes before. They have incorporated some songs, some tracks, some sections, some progressions, some portions of their tracks that do have that influence, but never even close, not even close to this degree. Frontman Stu Mackenzie's growl delivery sounds so much like early James Hetfield, like Kill 'Em All era James Hetfield, or any number of kind of olden thrash metal legendary vocalists that have been doing it for 3 and 4 times longer than him. This album also employs some double kick drumming that was popularized by Motorhead. Not to mention, this whole sound is derived from classic thrash metal outfits such as Metallica, Slayer, Exodus, Overkill, Sodom. Set A of this record deals with ecological disaster set in the near future. Think of it as more of a rageful and a little bit more in-depth take on what they did on Fishing for Fishies. And side B of the record is basically about these rebels that have to try to colonize Mars after they're kicked from Earth. This is King Gizzard at their finest. Through a compact 9 tracks in 34 minutes, King Gizzard doesn't only craft a record that is better than a lot of contemporary thrash metal and recalls that same flavor from the past, kinda carries the torch, bears the torch, but it's just a tight listen as is. It's just a compact, well-orchestrated, fine listen. Take away the thrash metal, it's just a good record. Singles like Planet B and Organ Farmer are just quickened, blood-pumping thrash metal odysseys. Stu delivers his vocals in this exasperated, heavy way that recalls some of the legends of the genre. Not to mention you have those spazzed out guitars, those ever so fast drums, and headbanging riffs for days. Superbug is the longest track by far on the record, standing at 6 minutes and 43 seconds. It's down-tuned, it's slow, and it's sluggish, more sludge, acid, and stoner rock induced and influenced than anything, and honestly, as it's slowing down, when Sue's howling out into oblivion, he really does bring out that inner Hetfield. King Gizzard always has some amazing production backing them, but one of the reasons that I really respect this record is they were able to tone it down, make everything more punchy, and make everything not sound that cleanly produced. Simply put, I want it to sound bad. I want it to sound heavy and brutal and just brutish. I just want it hitting my face impossibly. Just like take the example of the track Self-Immolate, it was another single. It sounds like it could have been ripped straight out of the years, let's say 1988 to about 1991. It's just a bust your teeth out thrash metal track full of guts, full of adrenaline, full of speed and power. It's not trying to be too flashy, it's being what it is, and it's doing a damn good job of it. The one thing I can see a lot of people saying is this album does follow a pretty strict blueprint for thrash metal as you progress and on repeated listens. From the rolling drum build-up that serves as an introduction to most of these tracks, to the grooving, cutthroat, buzzsaw guitar work, to the frazzled out guitar solos, and the vocal work, it does feel a lot like many other bands. But it's when King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard employ some of their own finesse, some of their own spice into this formula that they really shine in its true fireworks. Through a syringe, they inject their own style into this style to make it their own in a lot of instances. But don't let that distract you if you are not a King Gizzard fan. They still do it in a subtle way that makes it blend the lines seamlessly. Guess you could call it a Nonagon Infinity. Whether it's a whacked out riff or some strange vocal inflection or group vocal that Stu and the band come together with, or just the lyrics they present themselves, when they put it forward, you can tell. Dare I say, I think this is the least King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard album they have ever released, and they did an amazing job. I know that only like 3 band members were instrumental in making this record, which I'm not sure if that helped them, I'm not sure if they hurt them, I'm not sure if they had the full band for every single track, if this would have just been absolutely breathtaking, like the best thrash metal album ever, but as it stands, it's really good. But yeah, what more can I say? King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Wouldn't think I'd ever say this, but they made a kick-ass thrash metal album. If you like thrash metal, check it out. If you like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, you've probably already checked it out. It's experimental, it's weird, it's funky, it's abstract, it's off the beaten path, and they really do a great job of making the style their own in a way that's fresh, invigorating, and fun. I can't get enough of this record. I do enjoy it more than Fishing for Fishies, although it's hard to really say that because they're so stylistically different than each other that it's like comparing apples and oranges. It's just not the same. I'm going to be giving this record an 8 out of 10, and that is a wrap. Please stay for the end screen and links to videos that you might be interested in. Have you heard this new King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard album, Infest the Rats Nest? If you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. I would love to discuss the record with you. Like this video if you enjoyed it. It'll help me out a lot. Subscribe if you're new to the channel to join the review family today. And smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. My name is Jay Morris, the Review Guy. You know who it is. And I'm signing off saying farewell.